Hello, simplifiers. Diana with Diana Simplifies with a weather and surgery update. So the weather update is, let's see, when we got up this morning, I think it was 11. We had heard it was going to be 8. We did sleep in a little bit, but I don't know that it got to 8. Then it got up to about 22, although there's a wind chill, which I don't know what the wind chill was. And I only go out to feed the birds and to give them more water. We have one of those bowls that's plugged in so they can have fresh, non-frozen water, which is great. The cats use it, the outdoor cats use it, and the birds use it. And the birds use it a lot, especially when it's like this. You can see 4 or 5 birds perched on there at a time. It's pretty cool. And it's just a water bowl like this. It's not a bird bath, it's just on the ground. So that way the cats can also use it. I've seen people say they've got the bird bath. I think this was a lot cheaper. I think it was might have been $22 for this, and this is I think the 3rd or 4th year that we've used it. So it's working great. It's never failed us so far. Obviously the power has to stay on for this to work, but anyway, we got a lot of ice. Well, we got some snow, some sleet, and some freezing rain. I think the freezing rain must have stayed below, whether it was maybe a half an inch or below. And so we did not lose power. My dad did not lose power. He said his branches were bent down. So I'm a little bit surprised he didn't lose power, because that means it was worse than it was here. So, Spencer thought if we could stay at half an inch or below that we would be okay, and we were. So it could be that he was around a half an inch and we were less. So, we don't know, because we weren't able to measure it. And so the air conditioner, the heater over here just comes on and off constantly because it's so cold outside. It does this all night long. This is our bedroom. It does this all night long. Okay, so anyway, I'm really excited because we kept power and Dad kept power. The only bad thing that happened to Dad was do any of y'all have Spectrum? We don't have that here, and I'm so glad, because his bill is very expensive. And it's just, for like the Wi-Fi to run the phones. So it's like the phone, I guess the alarm system maybe. Yeah, because I think it's all the Wi-Fi. So anything you need Wi-Fi for, which he doesn't use computers, so he doesn't really need that, but he needs it for the alarm system, he needs it for the phones, and he needs it for his television. And then they charge him a fortune for cable. It's just, he probably watches 4 channels, but you know how that goes if you're used to having cable. So his bill it's like $300. I'm just over here I think our internet went up to, when I'm saying Wi-Fi, I'm meaning internet. I think our internet went up to maybe $70. It may be 80, but we don't pay for cable or anything like that. And even if we did, we'd get one of those services where you only pay a little bit a month. I'm not paying no $300 for cable plus internet. Internet, phone, cable. I'm just not paying $300 for that. That didn't include a cell phone. That's just the home stuff, the home phone, and the internet and the cable. That's a lot. That's a lot to me. So anyway, so it all went. The alarm system was working, but the phones quit working. He had a cell phone, thankfully, and he called me on the cell phone last night. But the phones were not working, and the TV was not working. And I told Spencer, I said, I find that very strange because I didn't get anything from Spectrum. Usually Spectrum sends Mom, and I get them emails about outages. I'd had nothing, and we knew the alarm system was working. So the app will say something if it's not working. So I told him I thought that was really strange. So this morning, he said something about I'd forgotten he can reset it. He can get on Spectrum and reset it through Mom's iPad. I had forgotten that. So he did that. So we got Dad up and running pretty early. I think by 7:30 this morning we had him up and running. So when he got up, I waited till he turned the alarm off before I called, because a lot of days people are calling him at 7 or 8 in the morning and waking him up. So I don't want to no need to wake him up, but just to tell him wake you up, your phone's working, that would be stupid. So I just waited till he had turned the alarm off, and then I called him and I was like, we fixed your phone and the TV. I said, check the phone and TV. Well, obviously the phone was working because I called him on the phone, but I said, check your TV, and he said, it's all working. And I was like, okay. I said, it wasn't even a Spectrum outage, it's just whatever. But this happens all the time. He'll get up in the mornings and the TV's not working. I mean, the TV comes on, Spectrum is not working, so he can't watch anything. He has these smart TVs and all this weird stuff pops up. It's very odd, but I'm not even sure that stuff works without Spectrum. We don't have smart TVs, so I don't really understand smart TVs, but all this weird stuff will come up, and I don't know. We don't have any of that. We're very old school here, thank the Lord. Our TVs have not gone out, so we have not, I don't want a smart TV. I can't stand them, actually. So anyway, point being, we've all had power. He had power, but he just didn't have the phone or anything like that. So anyway, he called me on the cell phone last night, so he was fine. He keeps talking about getting out on Wednesday, and I'm like, Dad, I think you're going to break your neck if you try to go outside. His truck, unfortunately, his car is in the shop. His truck is parked outside, and it's an ice slick out there. So I don't know about his house. I'm relatively sure his house is the same ice slick ours is. But I'm getting out 2 or 3 times a day, usually just twice a day, I think, to feed the birds and make sure they've got enough water. And it is slick. I mean, I've got a pair of boots on, and I'm just sliding. I'm purposely sliding my feet so I don't just go whoop. So I'm already sliding, right? So I just feel like I'm more in control if I just go ahead and slide along as if I'm skating. So I'm just skating through the yard. My feet don't even sink in. It's that hard. So Spencer went out he thought he would try to shovel the sidewalk. He did a little bit, and he was like, it's not worth it. It's just a solid sheet of ice because it is so cold. So I don't know how people in Minnesota, where it's cold all the time, I don't know how they do it, because this isn't snow. This is ice. It had a little bit of snow, but it's ice on top of it. So it's just, every day it gets slicker. It's more slick now than it was this morning. It's more slick this morning than it was yesterday. So as time's going, it's getting worse instead of better. So I don't know, what do you do? I mean, I got to go out there and I don't have to feed the birds, but I want to feed the birds. We have lots of birds here, so I want to feed them. They're used to eating, so I want to feed them. But anyway, as far as Dad going out, I mean, there's nothing to get traction on out there. He can't walk as it is, so it's like, Dad, you can't go out. So he was talking about he missed a tax deadline. I was like, don't worry about it. Whatever it is, just, if there's a penalty or something, just pay it. It was because he has to pay quarterly. He has to pay quarterly. But I was like, I said, are they going to come after you? And he said, no. So I said, well, let's just not worry about it. So I think he's trying to get out there because he thinks he's going to get it into the mail. And it's like, the mail where we live isn't running. I mean, I was supposed to get something from Walmart.com today. It was supposed to come to my post office box. It's not here. And I knew that days ago. I knew days ago it would not be here. So it was not a big surprise when it popped up, your delivery's late. Yes, I know. The mail is not running here. So I'm like, Dad, your mail goes to Memphis too. That means your mail comes from Memphis, which means you are not going to be getting mail any more than we're going to be getting mail. That no one's going to be getting mail until the roads clear up, which is who knows when, because it is so freaking cold. So surgery stuff I want to talk about just real quick is I had to get off all my supplements. I thought that would be a nightmare. The only one I'm having difficulty with is I have to get off all of them. But I got off magnesium, which I'm not sure why, but the last year or so I'm having leg cramps, and I can't figure out if I've read that has to do with taking HRT, but then I've heard that it wears off after a while. I've been on HRT for over a year. It's like a year and 2 or 3 months at this point that I've been on HRT. So it's like, well, is it ever going to wear off? So the very first couple of pills that I missed that night I had, because I take it morning and night, that night I had leg cramp. I had leg cramp. Thankfully it was very minor. So it wasn't, I managed to stretch my foot out and stop it almost immediately. But I remembered, and this stuff is old and expired, but I remembered I had some magnesium oil that I had never used up. Most of it's gone, but I have enough, I think, to get me through a few more days. But I mean, I can't even order that because I don't think they sell that in the stores, and I can't order it because it's not going to ever get here. There's no point in ordering until this stuff clears up. So, because it's not going to get here. So anyway, I think I have enough to tide me over, I hope. But I actually looked that one up because not every supplement is blood thinning, but magnesium is one of the ones that is. So I did find, because zinc helps my headaches, I did find out zinc is not. So I did, and I think zinc actually helps you to clot more than bleed. So I took a couple of those because I was having a headache day and it was not getting any better. And I can't take my migraine medicine. I do have some migraine medicine I could take, but I can't take the normal because it's got aspirin in it. So that was the other thing I was worried about. I was like, oh, I can't take my migraine meds. Well, then I realized I have some that doesn't have aspirin in it. I had forgotten about it. So I have stuff on hand I can take. I just forgot. So I'm doing pretty good not taking supplements or anything with aspirin. I haven't had any leave. I woke up this morning, my back was killing me. I was like, oh, great. Because I can't even go to the gym at this point. I can't go to the gym. Now I do have this. Did I show y'all this? There's the thing I get on for my back, the inversion table. I haven't gotten on there in a few weeks. I've only had it, I got it before Christmas. And then, I don't know, probably haven't been on it in 2 weeks, but I do like it. I do actually like it. It took me a while to get used to it. It's really unsettling to be upside down and just be hanging. And the thing I don't like is in order for it to go all the way down, your arms have to be like this. So you're upside down with your arms like this. I don't like that at all. I don't feel comfortable with that at all. So I keep this one down, I think, or there's handles on there. I keep one on a handle and then I put this one like right here. And so that usually flips me most of the way down, but I'm not quite all the way down. So Spencer was making fun of me when I first got it because when he put it together, because I was terrified. He like pushed me down, and of course it's unsettling because you're hanging upside down like a bat, right? So he did that, and I'm like, let me up, let me up. I started screaming, don't. I was like, don't do that. Will you just let me go down slowly? It's very unsettling to just get on here, and then all of a sudden, you know, I like to do it really slowly. And if I'm only just laying like this, that's fine. Just let me lay like this. It's fine. So I need to get on there. Well, I say this every day. I need to get on there today. I usually only stay on it for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I go down for a little while, and then I'll come back up. And I'll go down and up several times. I don't just go down and lay like that for 15 minutes or something like that. I might stay on it for 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm coming up and resting and then going back down very slowly, very, very slowly. When he pushed me down, it was like all the blood rushed to my head, and it was just, it was not good. So I just suggest if you ever decide to get one that you go very, very, very slowly and don't let anybody push you down, because I could have him. So he got on it. He had no problem going all the way down like that. He just thought I didn't understand what my problem was, but I didn't understand what the rush was. Let me just get used to it, you know. But he wanted to make sure he put it together. So he wanted to make sure it's put together right. I get it, but do I have to be upside down completely for you to figure out it's together, you know? I mean, so anyway, he got on it and tested out, which is fine with me. Get on it and test it out all you want. So I need to get on that today. I'm gonna have to start, have not done this today, but I need to start working out here at home because I like to be really in shape when I go into surgery, so the recovery is hopefully nothing. And last time I had surgery with this guy, it was 2012, which is a long time ago. So I'm thinking back to that, and I'm thinking I didn't have a lot of downtime. Now he's still saying I'm not gonna have a lot, but I don't really know what that means. And I think what I'm gonna say to him is, you know, because I clean houses, I think I'm just gonna say, the irritating thing is I'm off all this week because I can't go anywhere. So it would have been kind of nice if I had not that I wanted to be stuck at home right after surgery because something might happen, but it would have kind of been nicer to have the downtime after the surgery, not before. So I'm gonna have the downtime before and after. So I would have preferred to go to work this week, work out as many days as possible, you know. But I'm gonna have to make myself work out at home, which I haven't done in a long time. I have a program I pay for that I have not used since I probably used it twice the whole year. That's on me, but I do pay for it, but it's, I have not been using it. So I'm just gonna have to make myself use that. The thing was, I used it all last year and it was fine. I started using it again, or I quit at some point, started using it this year and I felt worse instead of better. And usually that workout makes me feel really good. So I thought that was weird. So that kind of turned me off from using it. So, but I'd already paid for it. But it's a really good workout. I don't know why it would make me feel worse. I have no idea. So it might have just been a little too much. I don't know. I'm to the age, it's just too much. I mean, I work out pretty hard, so I don't know. Moderate, not hard, moderate. So I had to get off the bladder supplements. I told you I use a lot of bladder supplements to calm my bladder down. I got off of those because I had to. That was what worried me because I use the bathroom all the time. Like sometimes it can be 15 minutes and I have to go again. Sometimes it can be 30 minutes, I have to go again. It's just like real bad. Well, I guess I've been taking these supplements so long that being off has, so far, it hasn't been a problem. So I don't know if it's kind of healed up whatever was going on. I had a cystoscope and she couldn't seem to find anything. And she's supposed to be the expert. So it wasn't like she looked at me and said, oh, you're terribly inflamed. She didn't say that. She said, and I used to have IC, she said there's no sign of IC. So it's kind of like, well, what is causing all this then, you know? So I don't know. I will get back on it, but I think I might use it kind of sparingly. And I think I'm going to use a lot of my supplements more sparingly because I'm sleeping a lot better now that I'm off of everything, which I think is weird. Because one thing I'm taking to help me sleep, and it did help me sleep, but I feel like I'm sleeping a lot better now that I'm just off everything. But prior to calming my bladder down, that would not have happened. So that I don't want to just never take the bladder stuff again. But having 3 bladder supplements is very expensive. This brand, this Life Extension brand, is very expensive. It's not the most expensive, but it's, you know, it's not cheap to have. I think I'm probably paying over $100 a month, maybe more than that, for 3 supplements. So I don't know. But anyway, I do want to get back on those. Just maybe not take as much because I felt like I had to take a lot because I was using the bathroom so much. But now I kind of realize, well, it seems like it's balanced out some. So maybe I can take about half what I was taking, and then that way it won't be so expensive. So I'm going to try that. But definitely get back on the magnesium for my legs. Although I will say, I feel like the magnesium oil is working better. But then I have to remember to use it. So I shower at night and I shave my legs. And if you put the magnesium oil on your legs then, which is when it would be obvious to me to use it, it makes your legs burn. It's got salt in it, or it's like a magnesium salt kind of thing. So it makes your legs burn. It's like you're rubbing salt into a wound. So I did that one night, and then last night I was like, oh no, I forgot to do it in the daytime. I don't want to rub that back on my legs again because that hurt. So, and then I almost had a cramp this morning. I was verging on a cramp. I mean, you just see it's like constant having these cramps. I'm starting to think, somebody told me I need to have my legs checked for blood clots. I feel like by now I would know if I had a blood clot. Then again, if you told me I had polyps, I'd be a little surprised. Polyps right here. It didn't occur to me I had polyps. I just thought, you know, I just thought my sinuses were really inflamed because I have a lot of inflammation. So it wouldn't have occurred to me, you know, that I have polyps. And I feel like my legs would hurt worse than this if I had clots in my legs. I could be wrong, but I mean, it's been going on for a year, so I feel like something would have happened to me by now. I don't know. I don't know much about it, maybe not. So, but my friend was having clots. She ended up having a stroke. She's younger than me, so I don't want to go through that. So I don't know if I need to go somewhere and have that checked out. I don't even know who I'd talk to about that, but I don't know if I could talk to my regular doctor about that. Or if they'd say, well, since you're using magnesium and it's working, there's no need to check for that. You know, it's like, yeah, it's working, but if I don't use it all the time, you know, if I skip a pill or skip the oil for a day, it's all just coming right back, right? That seems weird that I'd be having that many problems. I've never had leg cramps like this. I've never, I mean, even like, I might have a leg cramp once or twice a year. I've never had this, where it's just like, well, if I don't take the magnesium, I'm gonna have a leg cramp. So that's weird. So far, that's the worst thing, I think, is just the magnesium. And having to remember to put the oil on in the daytime, not at night after I've shaved. Lights are flickering. I hope that doesn't mean anything. We don't want the power to go out now. I've just been keeping the phone charged up all the time, keeping the iPads charged up, although this iPad I can't even use because it doesn't have Wi-Fi. It only has Wi-Fi on it. So if the power goes out, I won't have Wi-Fi. What else is going on? I'm just hoping the roads clear up by then because I think I'll be stuck here all week, and I'm hoping maybe it'll clear up enough that we can go and check on my dad on Saturday. So Spencer will be driving me because I don't drive in this mess. I mean, absolutely not. So I know my plan is not to leave the house. I need to work on my taxes. I have to do my mileage for my taxes. I need to go ahead and do that. So when Spencer gets ready to do taxes, he'll have, my stuff will be done. So, you know, because I never know when he's going to decide to do it, but usually not early. But I need to go ahead and have all of my stuff done for him. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I need to make myself exercise. I need to work on my taxes. I read a book today. I finished a book, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think I finished the book I was reading yesterday. I meant to bring them in here. Somebody put these books into the little library, and they are so good, and they're very clean. There's no language. There's like divorce and stuff like that, but there's nothing yuck going on. I mean, somebody was cheating on somebody, but it's not like they go into grave detail about the cheating, or, you know, how some books are like really detailed. There's no detail about the cheating, just that she was cheated on, they end up getting divorced, you know. But as far as the books are very clean and nice. It's a nice storyline. And then there's several of them. Unfortunately, I only picked up 3, and I'm about to start the 3rd one. And I read the whole 2nd one today. They go very fast. They're only it's less than 200 pages. So that goes really fast. Really good storyline, just moves right along. So I have a hard time finding a book that interests me, that's clean, doesn't have bad language, and I can actually get into it and want to read the whole book. So these are really fitting the bill for me. Generally, I can't find anything like that. There's a lot of Christian authors, but they get kind of rote. Like, for instance, I like Debbie McComber. I don't know if she's a Christian. I think she may be. I think she probably is. But her books, after a while, they just get kind of, like, you know, like a lot of authors, they just kind of get like it's the same story. It's kind of like a Hallmark movie. It's just kind of the same story over and over again. So I read a few of hers, and then I was like, I'm done. And then there were some others. The Mitford series is really good. Then as it went on, it was not as good. I didn't personally think, but the Mitford series was really good at the beginning, especially. But I think I've read most of those. I'm not really into rereading. So there's just never anything that's clean that I want to read. So I'm not even in a habit of reading anymore. So I don't know. I think that's about it. Y'all tell me how the weather is where you are. I know Carol mentioned she's in upstate New York, and it was going to be really snowy there, but I'm sure they're probably used to that there. We're not used to anything here much. Oh, I will say the freezing rain tends to go, if we're lucky, it tends to go south of us. So it hit Mississippi real hard. So like between here and probably 2 hours from here, it hit them very hard. So I've heard that there's counties that have no power. So that's scary because their roads are iced too. And then a lot of times people come in from other states to help. It's like, how would they even get there? Because the roads are so bad. So I feel sorry for those people. I hope that they have plenty of food stored up. We have emergency food. We have a generator. We have emergency food. The generator wouldn't last us for months because you only keep so much gasoline. It's a gas generator. Only keep so much gasoline on hand, but it would keep us going for a while. And we can plug up the refrigerators and the microwave, the toaster, stuff like that. We don't have a toaster. We have an air fryer, but it's like it has all the different functions. So you can bake a pizza in it. We could hook that up and make a pizza. We wouldn't have to figure out how to hook the oven up. We could just make a pizza because that's how we always make a pizza, in the air fryer. So, you can do toast in there. You can obviously air fry. You can do a lot of things in there. So we don't really use it for air frying. Anyway, I hope those people have some sort of preparation. But they warned us. They warned us, and they warned us, and they warned us, and they warned us. We don't get too worried here because we're on a main line. So we're on a major highway and a main line, so we don't get super worried here. But if we were further out, we'd prepare. We would definitely prepare a lot more. So we have plenty of whatever we need we could probably sit here for 2 weeks at least with no problems and eat. We'd have something to eat. But we've never been stuck here Spencer didn't work today. I don't know. She told him not to come in today. I don't know how tomorrow will be, but the roads are just terrible. I kind of wish she'd just keep saying don't come in but if he does go in, I'm going to declutter some stuff in the kitchen with you guys. All right. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.